be sucking dick, bro. I just tried to post, I just tried to start my live. I never already washed my hands. I just tried to start my live before, and that shit just went on the black screen. So I'm gonna have to delete that. And I don't like deleting videos, cause it fucks with the algorithm. But they definitely just limed me. But let's get it. Cool. Alright, so this is Caribbean spot that I be going to. They got good food over here. But so I smacked her ass, and pretty much what happened was I get out, I'm hot as shit. I can see my engine. Her son get out the car too, and everybody stopped. They talking. Oh, two people was like she was in the wrong. Everybody was hating on me because I'm a young nigga getting out of nice ass car, flashy and shit, and I'm hot. So everybody's like on her side because she's older and she's a woman and she seems like she's in duress or under distress. I don't give a fuck what you under, bro, because your ass should have paid attention coming from the liquor store, and she seemed like she was half drunk. So that shit pissed me off because that was my first taste of society don't give a fuck. Society don't give a fuck. Society don't give a fuck. You gotta understand that shit, bro. So yeah, so I'm talking to her, I'm talking to her son. Me and her, we talking. I'm like, at this point, we just going back and forth to figure out who is at fault. I call the feds. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm calling the cops, bro. I ain't about to be going back and forth. So I call the cops. The cops pull up hella quick. When they pull up, son, like, I forgot what he was saying, bro. He was saying some shit. And basically, me and him was about to go at it, bro. Because I wasn't trying to hear shit he was trying to say. Because he, deep down, he knew that they was fucking wrong. Deep down in his heart, he knew that shit. So I wasn't trying to hear shit he was trying to say. And I really was about to get it on with, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit was frying the fuck out of me. So the feds come, they separate us, they get both sides of the story. They saying that she is in the wrong. The police saying she is in the wrong. Because she is, right? So my car's totaled. They like, all right, we need to do a mandatory impound search. So this is where they fucked up. They wasn't even supposed to be doing an impound search, bro. What they were supposed to be doing was they were supposed to ask me if I had a tow truck coming, ask me if I had insurance. They didn't ask any of that. They wanted to check my car. They wanted to search my car to see what I had in my car. And I had my gun in my car. So I said, I don't consent to any searches. I want to call my lawyer. I don't consent to any searches. So they ended up searching the car and they found my gun. And they tried to say I tried to hide the gun or whatever, which I did, but I don't care. So they tried to say that and they took me to jail, and I ended up going to Upper Marlboro, and I was in there for like a night. I got out the next morning. But during that whole situation, the shit really sucked ass. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't get to get the lady's information, her insurance information, so I lost my car, and they still impounded my car. So I lost my car, I didn't get to get information, and I still owe on that car to this day because it was unfair. And I didn't get to get the lady's information. So if they were ever to take me to court for that car, I would easily tell them that I got arrested and the justice system was unjust and they didn't allow me to get the lady's information. So that shit would get voided and thrown out anyway, bro. Because I didn't get to get the lady's information. And the officer even said on the police report that she was at fault. So that's not fair. So I went to jail. That was my first time. And my ex at the time, had came, and it was her, my mom, and my grandma waiting for me when I got out. We rode home in my mom's car. The whole car ride was quiet. I was mad as shit. Whole car ride was quiet because I didn't want my ex to be there, but I appreciated her being there. You know, now that I'm older and I'm more mature, I appreciated her being there, honestly. And yeah, so pretty much after that shit happened, I was still talking to my other ex at the time, the one that was manipulating me and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, like, when we were talking, I could see that since I started to lose stability, So when I started to lose stability, I could see that my ex, she wasn't really rocking with me like that. I could see that she actually started to lose interest and faith in me. And over time we just kind of stopped talking. But pretty much what had happened was she had asked me, she had seen that I was down and I kept drinking more and more. So I was drinking like every day. Like I was already drinking a lot before, but this time I was drinking way more than I was drinking before. I was drinking so much, bro. And I was drinking like shit. And she asked me, she was like, let's go out. She wanted to take me out to go get drinks or something. So she took me out. We went and got drinks, and really I think she just wanted some dick, for real. But yeah, that's what it was. She really wanted some dick. So she took me out and we got some drinks. And she asked me, she was like, Tamon, and I was like, yo, what's up? Because mind you, my head was clouded. This was the first time I ever been arrested, and it was a ghost. So I knew in my head, I knew that I could be facing 5 years. And my mom knew that too. So me and my mom put together some money so that I could get a lawyer, and I got a lawyer. But now, I was scared at the time, but now mentally, now that I'm so educated with the legal system now, I would have been able to know like I wasn't going to jail, because from the moment that I told them I don't consent to any search, that's when I beat the case, because they didn't have any reasonable suspicion to search my car. I didn't look like I was impaired. I didn't look like I was inebriated or anything. So yeah, but at the time I was freaking out, and I thought my shit was cooked, but I wasn't. So my mom got the lawyer money and stuff, and yeah, I had a lawyer. And during the whole time, my lawyer was like not really good. He was really some shit, for real. I'm not gonna lie. And he really was not helping me. He really wasn't giving me any clarity that I was gonna beat the shit, for real. And now that I know the law, I know that he knew I was gonna beat it the whole time, because lawyers know the judge, they know the prosecutors, and they know if you're gonna win, if you're gonna lose. They know if you're going to jail. So in this story, you'll see, or if I split it up into parts, you'll see by the end of this series, you'll be able to see that you'll be able to see how I start to get more educated with the legal system. So pretty much so back to when my ex took me out. So we were sitting, she went to go smoke, so we was outside, she was smoking. This was around, I want to say July, August. This was around end of August. And like I said, she just wanted some dick, for real, because she bought the hotel, she bought the drinks and everything. So that's really what it was. So she asked me, she was like, Tamon, like, what are we? No, she didn't say with that. She said, Tamon, like, she said, like, what are we doing, or something like that. Basically, she was asking me if I wanted to, she was asking me if a nigga wanted to wife her, if I wanted to be her boyfriend and shit. But at the time, since I was under so much stress, I didn't even know that that's what she was talking about, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like, I wasn't even thinking about no shit like that. I was really just thinking about the court case, because the court was in like 2 weeks, and I was drinking a lot. I was drunk as fuck a lot during that time, bro. I can't even stress how drunk I was, but I was really drunk a lot. And when I tell y'all I was an alcoholic, bro, like, it was bad. It was bad, bro. When I tell niggas that shit, bro, they don't really understand that. But I told the Uber driver this, and he's talking to me like, oh yeah, you probably just drink like 1 cup water a day. No, nigga, I'm going through 2 packs of cut waters a day. I'm going through 2 pints of hard liquor a day, nigga. Dark. I could have drunk a whole bottle of Hennessy and half did it. You know what I'm saying? So niggas was nowhere close to me, brody. But so yeah, she had asked me like basically what were we and shit like that, and I told her like, look, I was like, look, and fuck it, I'm gonna say her name because I'm not talking bad about it. I don't really give a fuck. I can't get sued because I'm not saying anything bad about you. I'm telling exactly what happened. This is the truth. So I told her, I'm like, look, Aaron, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I like you and you're cool, but I got a lot of stuff going on right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna go to jail. So I'm not even about to sit up here and try to feed you false dreams and false hopes like we could be together, because I don't know, I might really be facing time behind this shit. And she didn't really want to hear that. She didn't really want to hear that shit. But now that I'm older and I understand more, like, women are so crazy, bro. She really did want to hear that shit. She really did want to hear me say, you know what, fuck it, you my girl, we gonna make it work. Like, I need you to hold me down. That's what she wanted to hear. But I'm not that type of nigga. I'm a logical nigga, bro. I'm always logical. Always. So that's what she wanted to hear from me. Damn, there's really nobody in this joint. But that's what she wanted to hear. I didn't tell her that. So after that, we went back to the hotel, and she wanted some dick, and I couldn't fuck because mentally I was under so much stress, and I drunk too much that night. So my dick was not working, and I had no honey pack on me, no blue chew on me, no rhinos. I had none of that shit. And niggas be trying to lie and say they don't be using that shit, bruh. I not gonna lie to y'all. I use that shit a lot. I use that shit every day. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I use that shit a lot. I use that shit every day. I'm lying like shit. I don't use it every day. I meant to say I use it every time I fuck. If I can. And realistically, that shit don't make me last longer. It don't make me last longer, but sometimes I don't feel like fucking, but I still want the person that I'm fucking to enjoy the sex. So that's why I still take it. I can fuck without it, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes like I'll be bored and I'll be like, I don't feel like doing this shit, and my shit'll get solved. But it's not like I care, but you know, I use it if I'm in a relationship, I don't use it. But if I'm like fucking like hoes consistently and shit, I'll use it. So pretty much I didn't have it and my shit didn't work, so I just what's up, brody? So I just went to sleep. So hey, bro scared the shit out of me. That nigga scared the shit out of me, bruh. He about to get his ass blown up. But so pretty much what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was under stress, so I went to sleep, and after that we woke up the next day, we left, and I dropped her off, I went to work, and I was still under stress. Business was slow because I wasn't really focused on my business that much. I really wasn't. This is when I really started to lose myself, and I really started to lose who I was as a person. So business really wasn't that well, and because I wasn't promoting. I was always a good barber, but I wasn't promoting. But one thing I will tell you is I was making hella fucking music, bro. So this was some of the best music that I was making in my fucking career right now. Now I'm coming back because I love music, but this is some of the coldest shit I was making, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The album that I think I made was it was Sia. I think it was Sia. Oh no. It was 21, or it was 21 or 22, or Coagula. It was the one with Sia on it. It was like Cardi based and really dark, grungy type music. That shit was tough, I'm not gonna lie. That was one of my favorite albums, and that's when I was going through like all that shit. So I was making hella hella music, but I was still going to work, and I was also, during this whole thing, I was also like battling between paying for my lawyers, paying rent, slow business, no car. I had to start taking Ubers and shit back and forth from Hyattsville to Suitland. So between all of that shit, pretty much like I wasn't promoting, and I was at the suite, so there was no walk-ins. I was in a deficit, so I was pretty much losing all my money. It was very rare that I had enough money. Like, I always had money, you know, but it was shit that had to get paid eventually. So pretty much I ended up leaving my crib, and I went back with my grandma. I went back to live with my grandma, and I still had the crib at the time, but I was barely there, and I lost that shit. I lost my crib. I gave it up, and I lived with my grandma. And during that time, me and my ex, we just stopped talking. We just fell out. I didn't chase her. She didn't chase me because I had shit going on. She had shit going on. She had personal shit going on. I'm not going to speak on that because that is not for me to speak on. But she had shit going on just as well as I had shit going on. And pretty much, I started talking to my ex that I still talk to now. I started talking to her. I met her on some fucking dating app. I met her and we started talking and shit. Let me get my food, y'all. I met her and we started talking, and I would say me mentally, it shit wasn't getting better for me, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Mentally, it was getting worse. I was drinking more and I was losing myself a lot more. I was passing out, blacking out. It was really fucking bad. And I met her during that time, and I was really trying to fill the void, so I kept her around, but I actually started to like this girl a lot. I think we went to like a party or something, and she had told me that she really liked me. And I was like, all right, well, I really like you too. And I ain't gonna lie, I really didn't like her that much, but I will say that over time, I really started to like this girl because she actually... Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm actually about to go over there tonight. She texted me like probably 10 minutes ago. So pretty much what happened was we started fucking around, and I was still heavy in alcohol. And I ain't gonna say she was trying to fix me, but she was just there. She was just there, and it felt good to have her there around me. It did, because at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I really did need that, because I really felt like I was gonna kill myself. So it was needed, you know. So she had her problems too, though. I ain't gonna act like she didn't have any problems. She had problems too. I don't know why I attract women that have problems. I attract women that have a lot of mental problems, mental health problems and stuff like that. But anyway, she so I finally go to court. Let me tell y'all how this shit work, bro. I dress up. I'm looking fly as a bitch. I'm looking fly as a dove. So I dress up. It's the court date. This is like, I want to say this is before October. It's like before October or October or November. I go to court. I'm nervous as shit. Me and my mom nervous as shit. Me and my mom, my grandma were nervous as shit. So I get called up to the fucking stand. My lawyer is late. The nigga's late as shit, bruh. So I'm like, I'm going to jail. I'm fucking cooked. So my grandma's trying to talk to me the whole time. I'm not hearing shit she's saying. I'm mad as shit, bruh. I'm over here contemplating if I should just get up and run out the courthouse, like dead ass. That's what I was contemplating, but I ain't do that shit though. So as soon as the judge is about to speak, my lawyer walks in. He says one thing to the fucking judge, and then after that, he's like, all right, that's it, we out, that's it, we're gone. I was like, what you mean? He's like, case dismissed. I was like, what? And after that, the shit was over. It was over as fast as it fucking started, bro. And the reason that it was over is the reason I told y'all earlier. It was a legal search. So after that, I was happy. I was feeling myself a lot. I was really feeling myself. I really felt like that nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So me and the girl started to become closer. I started going over there a lot, sleeping over there, and things of that nature. But at the same time, I was still drinking heavily, and I was still losing myself heavily. I was still losing myself, and I still had the suite. I still had the barber suite, but over time, I just started losing myself so much. I was 50-50. I was 50% grind, 50% win, and 50% like fuck around and bullshit and not get shit done and just be fucking drunk, alcoholic, like lazy slop. And it had its times, but I was still making the relationship work with her. And pretty much I was door dashing, and this was like a year later after me getting arrested the first time. And it's cold as shit, but I'm gonna see if I can finish this joint for y'all. At least the first part, the first half, because I'm waiting for my food. But I was door dashing and Uber eating around this time, and I was in DC, and I got robbed. I just hit a lick. I just hit a scammer lick, and I came up off a Rolex and a chain. And this is where my rapping career was also peak. I was still making great music, and I was hitting numbers that I've never hit before. So I got robbed just trying to make some extra money and making an honest living. It was 3 niggas. They robbed me at gunpoint. 2 of them put out their guns. They took my watch and they took my chain. And they took my fucking shoes, bro. I was mad as shit. And it's crazy because I walked up inside the apartment. I dropped the food off. I seen the niggas. I said, what's up, before I even walked in. They was like, yo. I come back down. They like, yeah, we gonna need that chain. I start laughing because I'm like, y'all niggas y'all not for real. Then they pulled out the guns and I was like, fuck. So I came out my shit. So after that, I was still drinking. So I was still mad because I was putting in a lot of work. I was door dashing to Uber Eats every fucking day, and I was running a rental to do it. So I was cutting hair still and making music and door dashing and Uber Eats at the same time. So that shit really fucked me up. Cause I felt like played with. I felt played with, honestly. Cause I was doing that shit day and night, every day, every night. I barely had time to see my girl at the time, and I barely was getting sleep. I was barely going to the gym, and like the shit was just bad. I was under a lot of the stress. So pretty much, like I said, I got robbed, and I called my cousin, and I pulled back up with a motherfucking Mac. So I got a Mac 10. Motherfucking hollow tips was in that bitch, and that shit was hard as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fire. And basically, I had that shit on me for like a week or 2 weeks, and I was looking for them niggas. I was looking for their ass, bruh. I couldn't find them until my friends had got robbed like 2 weeks after I got robbed. So I pulled up on my men fast as shit. And the niggas that robbed them, they took their car, they took their bags, they took a whole bunch of their shit. And it was wild. So I pulled up on them, and the whole night we was looking for them niggas and we couldn't find them. So I went back to Hyattsville, which is where I used to live, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna do one more Uber Eats. I was arguing with my girl at the time. She was telling me to come home, just go to sleep. And I was not listening to shit she was saying. So I was trying to do one more Uber Eats, but my dumb ass was trying to do that shit. And the crazy part is, that was only like $13, bro. But I was so determined and I was stubborn. So I was drinking still, listening to loud ass music, had the Mac on my lap, and I had a glove on, I had a ski mask on. I stopped at a red light. Everything went black. I woke up in handcuffs. So apparently I fell asleep at the fucking light, the Mac on my lap. This is why I know that I have a purpose, because if they wanted to, they could have lit my ass up in my sleep. They could have killed me there, but they didn't. So I woke up in handcuffs, and after that, I woke up in handcuffs. They had the whole road blocked off. They busted my window. I didn't hear that. It was the rental. They busted the rental window. I didn't hear any of that shit. And they took me to Upper Marlboro again. They took me there. They had helicopters outside. They had fire trucks, all that shit. It was pretty bad because they was expecting me to like have a face-off or some shit. But I was just honestly asleep with the gun on my lap. And they took me to Upper Marlboro, and I was in there for like a month and a half. I learned a lot of shit in there. But this is where I'm going to stop it, because this is where shit gets real. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Part 2 is coming soon, but it's cold as fuck. And yeah, but I'm going to stop here because this is where I'm going to start going into detail. This is where the story gets really good. So that was part 1. And like the video, comment, subscribe. And part 2 coming soon.